Welcome back to the channel, J City Reviews. Thanks for stopping by. We have somewhat of a unique video today. I want to ask you a question. Have you ever been to Target to do some shopping, to run some errands, and as you're there you come across their section of watches? Well, that happened to me the other day, and I came to ask myself, I wonder if there are any good watches here at Target. And so that's what today's video is about. Can you find a good watch at Target? Or to put it another way, are watches from Target any good? And we're talking about their brand. They have a brand called Goodfellow and Co. It's a clothing brand, and they also make watches as well. Let me grab them real quick over here. I ended up buying 3 of them from a local Target in my area. I want to be careful not to drop them here. So here are the 3. We're going to find out if they're any good. Let's break them out of their packages real quick and we'll get into it. Well, here they are, guys, the 3 watches from Target, from their Goodfellow and Co. brand. And I have to admit, these watches were hard to get out of the boxes. I opened this black one a few days ago when I brought these home, and I was hoping to be able to take it out without doing too much damage to the box itself. But the way they package it with 2 zip ties attached to the very back of the box, so there's no way to remove it without ripping it out, and it does a lot of damage to the back of the box, which I might show you here in a second. But I had this grand idea of doing some fancy camera tricks, opening these watches, tearing them out of the boxes. But unfortunately, when I tried to do that, I already broke one of these. I'm going to roll some of that clip now where I broke this gold colored one, and that really ruined the plan real quick, because this is the first one I tried it with. So sorry, no fancy camera work in this video, but we did get them all out of their packages, and unfortunately in pieces for some of them. But let's talk about these watches from Target. Let's find out if they're any good. I think most of you from the get-go have an idea of the quality of these watches. And one way that you can tell right off the bat when you go in there, just looking at them first of all, but you check the price. This one is $20 here. What is this gold one? This gold one's $16.99, and then this blue one with the brown strap is $16.99 as well. You can tell from the price that they're cheap, and most likely cheap quality as well. But let's look at them one by one. Let's start off with the broken piece. This gold colored one here that I ripped off the band by force. You'll find with all of these watches they have these subdials, each one making it look like some sort of chronograph, but all of them are fake subdials. None of them move. They're just pasted on there. That's a real quick tell that this is a really cheap watch, pretty much the lowest quality that you can go. Looking at this watch, the style, the style of the dial, and the numerals, the Roman numerals here, it doesn't look too bad, but those subdials that are just plastered on are so fake. And as you listen to this watch, I don't know if you can hear it here. The ticking of that hand just sounds really, really cheap. I don't know, you might be able to hear some of the other ones in the background. We might try and open up some of these here at the end to see what the movement looks like inside if we have time. I don't want this video to be too long. Moving on to the band on this one. It's supposed to be a leather band. It's got the gold colored buckle here, made in China, no doubt. At least they're honest, and they say it's imitation leather, which you can definitely tell it is. It feels soft to the touch, and it's flexible, and I'm sure it's comfortable, but definitely has a really cheap feeling to it. That's the gold one. This black one from a distance doesn't look too bad. You know, it's got this mesh band on it. Obviously a cheap mesh band. Everything's cheap about these watches. But here we have a few added buttons for the fake subdials, and wouldn't you know it that the buttons are also fake. They don't work, they don't move, you can't push or pull on them, so they're just a facade, just like the subdials. What is this one? Okay, I think I had the crown pulled out and it wasn't working. There we go. This one's ticking away now. I will show you that, believe it or not, there is some lume on all of these watches, and it's on the hour and minute hand on each of them, which is surprising that they put some of that there, but they did. So here's the black one. Definitely cheap feeling. The mesh bracelet is somewhat hard to use here. That opens up like so, and you can adjust that as well. I don't really know what to say, guys, except that these watches, you just pick them up, you just look at them, and you can tell that they're not quality at all. And you know, a lot of people, maybe 20 bucks is all they have to spend, but there are better options out there than Goodfellow and Co watches from Target, that's for sure, and we'll talk a little bit about that in a second. Let's look at this blue one quickly as well. More fake buttons, more fake subdials. The bezel, you know, you might think it would rotate, it doesn't rotate, and just another cheap watch with a different style from Goodfellow and Co. The band looks nice for sure, but it's that imitation leather again. Who knows how long it would hold up with regular daily wear. The bottom line is, you know, I don't think you really can find good watches at Target, at least not from their brand, Goodfellow and Co. When I was at Target, they did have some Timex, and you can find Timex there. You can, of course, get a good watch from Timex for a reasonable price. But really, if you're in the market, excuse me, and you only have $20, $25, $30, maybe up to $50, there's some great options out there from brands like Casio. A lot of good options, and I'm going to leave some links in the description for some of those. If this is all you have to spend, don't waste your money on Goodfellow and Co watches from Target. Put your money to good use by buying a good brand name like Casio or Timex if your budget is that low. So really the takeaway, guys, the answer to the question, are watches from Target any good, at least their brand? The obvious answer is no, they're not any good, and they would be a real waste of money if you wanted something that was quality and that would last you. Well, I had a couple of things in mind on how I wanted to close the video. I wanted to open up the case back and look at the movement inside, but off camera I tried to do that and wasn't able to, so I apologize for that. And then I wanted to give you a loom shot of each of these, but that didn't work either. I turned off the lights and tried to video the loom, but it was so dim that the loom wasn't showing up on the camera. So I apologize for that as well. You'll have to take my word for it that there is loom on the hour and minute hands only on each 3 of these watches, and it's not that great. Thanks for stopping by to J City Reviews. Appreciate you watching this video. I hope that you'll subscribe if you haven't already and help support our channel here. And we'll see you next time. Bye. Oh, no.